Hello, everyone. I'm David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, we tell you where you can get vaccinated for COVID-19, and a brand new playground is underway at Gary Reese Freedom Park. We're going to tell you all about that. Of course, the councilwoman who represents Ward 3 is Olivia Diaz. Welcome back to the program. How are you?
I'm doing great, David. It's just always so mind-boggling how quickly I cycle right back and we have this next access.
I know we joke it's 6 weeks in between shows for all the council members, but we always say it feels like 6 days because it comes around a lot
fast
sooner.
And sooner for you because you're part of every single taping. So kudos to you.
And it's a pleasure doing it all the way around. Well, you are from Ward 3, born and raised over there. You know the area very, very well. We're going to show everybody out there where this area of town is that you represent on the map. Of course, appropriately enough, it's the area with the 3 on it there.
It's the blue.
Yeah, the blue 3. And that's basically the east side of Las Vegas, but it encompasses a lot of our downtown area, including the Arts District, Main Street, all of the areas that are really, really happening right now in the city with such a wonderful new vibe there that has got to make you feel good. A lot of new businesses, a lot of new energy in there. We're coming out of COVID, and things seem to be picking up all the way around.
Absolutely, and I can't thank our lucky stars that so many people were able to endure the pandemic, restrictions, and stay the course with us. And so now it's time to kind of get more action, more of your employees coming in for their shifts, and more business, so that now the business owners can, kind of breathe easier, because I know it's been a difficult ride for many.
Well, and to get there, Councilwoman, one of the things that we've got to do is we've got to try to hit 60% of our eligible population to be vaccinated, because once we do, then we can open up 100% capacity at businesses and no more social distancing. But we're still, as of the taping of this show, we still have about 8-9% to go.
Absolutely, and I think that we need to also be weary of what's happening in other countries. For example, Seychelles, they had 60% vaccination. They're seeing an uptick in their COVID positivity cases, also India. So we need to take advantage as a community that we have the vaccines on hand, that we have them for all of our community to enjoy, and we don't want to see the disparities in who gets the vaccines and who don't. So it's available at your neighborhood pharmacy. It's available at a lot of pop-up events that the city and the county and different municipalities are bringing. We have a drive-through now at Texas Station,
and at the Convention Center,
there's no reason not to get the vaccine, and I think it gives us peace of mind, David, to know that we're reaching that herd immunity. And we've heard that those that are getting the vaccine, there's lower hospitalization rates. Even if you do contract the virus, your health and your well-being for your family is safeguarded.
You bounce right back from it versus, potentially even dying from it.
Yes.
So, Councilman, a lot of people, I think we've talked about on this show, you are on the Health District Board. You're one of the board members of the Southern Nevada Health District. That's one of the council members wear a lot of different hats as council members. They'll serve on other boards, regional boards, Health District being one. And you've been very active in trying to help get the word out on vaccinations. You posted this on Facebook recently. You said, do you already have plans for this May 5th? Of course, that was Cinco de Mayo. Come get vaccinated against COVID-19 for free.
And it should be always for free. No one should charge you, whether it's at your pharmacy, a drive-through.
Great point.
Make sure you know that it's something that's free to our community. We did have this wonderful Cinco de Mayo event. We were on pins and needles still because we were planning it 6 weeks ago, before it's happening, and we still don't know where we're going to be with COVID restrictions. But we had a great turnout, and we were able to vaccinate close to 130 people. 130 people who now will have more protection against the virus, because it's still here amongst us. We can't kind of think that it's gone away. It still is here, and we could still get it.
Exactly, and until we, as Councilwoman said, until we get to that herd immunity, it's going to be present in our population. It's always going to be present.
So I just want to say thank you to all of our wonderful Parks and Recs team who made the Cinco de Mayo event possible. Thank you to all the community orgs who came out, including Turo and Immunize Nevada, who did the vaccination effort, and also my co-sponsors of the event, Commissioner McCurdy and Councilman Barron from North Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
that's right. That's right. In North Las Vegas, the county and the city all out there together. Of course, it was our facility, so
Yes.
we kind of took charge.
Yes, it was at a City Vegas site,
right.
but they
Exactly.
all came together, joined forces to offer the delicious tacos. We had piñatas for the
Yeah.
kids to break open. We had amazing folkloric dancers and singers. So
I was impressed. Everybody was very socially distanced through all of that. It's a big
they were
facility.
wearing their
so,
masks
yeah, you can
too.
spread everything to
So
everybody else.
I think
so,
we are
yeah.
all very well trained on how we're supposed to now
right.
kind of try to interact in a post-pandemic.
Exactly, in a safe
society.
manner. And Councilwoman, of course, you didn't stop there. You posted this on Facebook as well. You said, very proud of the members of our Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, REACH, and the Consulate of El Salvador who worked diligently to vaccinate residents in Ward 3 today. So this took place back, again, over in Ward 3. And again, making it as simple as possible to get people vaccinated.
Yeah, so REACH was a crucial partner in this work because they help people with setting up the appointments. Some people have issues with technology, and so REACH was that partner that helped get people their appointments at the Salvadorian consulate. And then David, 89110 was one of the areas hardest hit by the virus.
That's
and
right.
the Salvadorian consulate sitting right there on Harris and Nellis is in that area. So we're trying to make sure that we're not just using data to track trends of the virus, but we're also using data to be proactive and try to get the vaccine in places where we know the need is great.
Yeah, exactly right. And hence what you also did, the Councilwoman never lets any grass grow under her feet. She posted this on Facebook as well. She said, today we visited the Walmart on Nellis and Charleston to encourage our Ward 3 neighbors to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. And you literally got out there in the parking lot, and when people came in, said, hey, you know, you can get vaccinated right in here. You don't need an appointment. Just come in and roll up your sleeves.
Yeah, so we were just getting the word out for folks to really make them understand that the vaccine is so accessible that it's right there for them if they just make the decision to get it. And that it was available at the Walmart. We were also promoting getting vaccinated at a nearby church with no appointment needed, because we're starting to shift, I think, and being a little bit more flexible. Initially, we didn't have the supply.
That's exactly right.
And we had to limit how people went about getting the vaccine due to
very structured, yeah. 'Cause
very limited supply.
Yeah.
Now we have more than enough to go around. We actually need more arms to put it in. And so now we're being a little bit more flexible and trying to get it to people in a way that they feel is safe and secure for them, and convenient. Because sometimes it is about convenience. Sometimes, you know, we're kind of living by the seat of our pants, and if I know, oh, I'm here coincidentally and they're offering it, let me just get it.
Yeah,
I'm off,
exactly.
I'm here, let's just do
It's
it.
convenient. I'm just going to do it. Just get it over with.
Absolutely.
You know, the thing of it is, too, if you're still kind of on the fence, a little hesitant, talk to somebody you trust. Talk to your doctor. Talk to a medical professional, a nurse. Talk with them about the vaccine, and I think that'll really put to rest a lot of your fears.
And also to the event out there out of Walmart, it was a collaboration with the Está en Tus Manos campaign that we all regionally joined. We had different captains at different Walmarts, all trying to drive the same message. The vaccine is there, it's accessible, here's where you can go, you don't need appointments, it's easy. So we're just trying to make sure that we're removing barriers of misinformation or lack of information of where to get it. Because some people weren't aware that even Walmart was offering it right there in their pharmacy.
Exactly. And Councilman, you bring up a really good point. Initially, everybody had to make an appointment because we had more demand than we had supply. But as Councilwoman said, it's now flipped around. We've got supply out there. We just need the people to come and roll up their sleeve at this point.
And absolutely, one of the stats that really stands out for me, David, is hospitalization rates in African American communities and Latino communities are double what it was in other communities. So even more essential as to why we should be getting the vaccine is so that we don't have those outcomes of having to be hospitalized for long periods of time. And we know that a lot of our folks may not even have the insurance to cover that hospital hospitalization. And so I just think it's so worth the investment of
Exactly.
just going to get the vaccine over time.
And if you don't have insurance, you don't have any of, it's free. The vaccine is free,
Yeah.
as Councilwoman pointed out. So
All you need to do is take a photo
Yep.
ID, and they're not really even strict about what photo ID it is. It
Yep.
could be your driver's license, your Nevada ID, it could be a resident card, whatever you have on hand that has a picture that says you are you, that's all we're looking for.
Exactly. And so you and I both got our vaccinations. I had Moderna. I think you did as well.
did.
And
Just mild things.
same here.
You're going to feel fatigued. You're going to feel some symptoms. Everybody's body is different. Some people feel it on the second vaccination. Other people feel it on the very
Yep.
first one. But it's very minor. It's not something. And the soreness in the arm.
goes away quick.
You
Yep.
move it. I learned from Moderna, though, switch arms, because you can get COVID arm if you get it in the same arm. I had a reaction the second time. So
Some people did, yeah, like a little red mark, you know, but it goes away. Then,
it does
so,
go
yeah.
away, and it's not that painful, really. So, but just, tips were just switch arms. So if you got
Yeah.
it on your left, get
Boom.
it on your right the second time.
Yeah. The only symptom I had second shot, I just felt a little chilled. That was it. Beyond that, no.
Yeah, I didn't have chills. I just felt really tired.
Yeah.
Like I needed to go to bed.
for like a day, and then it goes away.
It does.
Yeah.
It
So,
does. And-
anyway, so that's our experience.
And I really love the freedom that now we have to get together with families and friends that we haven't in a really long time. So now I feel more confident. My parents are vaccinated.
Yeah.
I'm vaccinated. But still I have a son who's going to school. And so we just have to have that
Yeah, we're not out of this yet. Yeah.
extra layer of just feeling that we're all safe, even though my son's going to go to school and is amongst his peers, even if he were to bring it home. I mean, I think
Yeah.
we don't have to be worried.
Very well said. Very well said. Councilwoman, we didn't just stop with vaccines out there. You guys have been very busy. A lot of people heavily impacted by the pandemic, job-wise, and so you guys provided some pop-up food opportunities. One that we're going to show you here, this took place out at the East Las Vegas Community Center as well. How many folks were you able to provide food for that day?
That day we did close to, I think over 200, close to 300.
It's a lot of boxes there I see on the side. Yeah.
There's 40 pounds of fresh produce. So they get protein, they get vegetables, they get fruits, and they get staples like rice and beans and tortillas sometimes, and all comes in a box. All they do is just give us very basic information. Culinary Academy received funding for this through a grant, and that's why they ask you for your name and just zip code, just so that they have a sense of who we've been serving through the food offerings. I also had the partnership of the Clark County School District with Faces doing registration assistance for parents, because I can tell you as a parent of a fourth grader, that Infinite Campus portal is not very user friendly. And so just to even re-register your kid for the next school year, it's part of the process and it can't move forward unless you do it. So having people there to guide our parents, super instrumental. And then we had the health district offering COVID testing.
That's a little of everything. That's great.
So just
And Councilwoman, you've been doing these. This isn't the only one you've done. You've done a number of these food pop-ups.
we have. In February, we did almost on a weekly basis. And then for our Cesar Chavez, we did the day of
Yeah, that's
service
right. Yeah,
for
end of
the
March, yeah.
community. We did this one at East Las Vegas, and we're doing one at Freedom Park, and we have yet another one in Ward 3. So just grateful for all the great partners that are bringing a much needed food and resources, because I am hearing from my school principals, whether it be high school or elementary, that one thing that parents articulate to them that is a need is food.
Yeah.
We got to realize that not everybody's been called back to their work.
That's right.
They're still kind of waiting, and that's why we're saying please get vaccinated so that we can reopen at 100%, and there are no excuses for everything not kind of going back to March of 2020.
Yeah, we want to get there. And, I think that before the end of the program, what we'll do is we will give you the contact information for Councilwoman's office, phone numbers, email addresses, all of that. So if you have questions, you want to know where some of these other events are coming up, you can contact her office and get all the information.
And help us spread the word. If
Yeah.
you know folks need, please let them know.
One thing that took place since you've been on the show, we had our National Day of Prayer. It was May 6th. And for the first time in a while, it returned to the steps of City Hall. This was a tradition in years past. With
Oscar
COVID,
Goodman
didn't happen
Plaza.
last year,
Yeah.
and so here we are. They were back.
It was nice to be outside during a beautiful morning and for such a spiritual cause, right? I think something that has helped us, I'm just going to say helped me through this past year has been my faith in knowing that something better would be coming, and that if we all kind of just thought about each other and cared for one another, we were going to get to a better place. And so that's what the folks are doing out there. They're really, their faith is uniting them, and their belief that we can do bigger and better things through that faith.
Yeah.
That's kind of the message and the essence of that prayer day.
Well, and I tell you, you and I were talking about this before we went on the air. We certainly could use the prayers over this last year. So if prayers are good.
All the
we'll
time.
Take it. We'll take it, exactly.
Prayers are welcome
Exactly.
all the time,
Exactly.
because I think that there's always challenges that we have to
Yes, that's
overcome on a
life,
daily
yeah.
basis. And the more that we're thinking about each other and channeling love and harmony and just health,
Yeah.
especially, that will take all of those.
And that was taking place simultaneously across the country. The idea on the National Day of Prayer, of course, is to pray for the country, pray for your state, pray for your city and your community. And so that's what we were doing here too as well. And that was happening in cities, communities, towns.
It's a
across the
national
country.
event, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Can't remember the exact. And I can't remember if in the 50s it got signed
I don't
into
remember,
law.
Councilwoman, but I recall, of course, last year we couldn't really do it because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
but it returned this year. It's good to see that kind of
It
stuff
is good.
coming back. So.
Good for the soul.
For sure, no question. And then, Councilwoman, this was great. You recognized some Valley High School students in the YNAB program. I don't have to explain to everybody what YNAB is if they're not exactly sure, but this is a wonderful program where kids are available or eligible to get some grant money for different projects,
So
right?
yeah, our YNAB program allows our youth to apply for funding, and it's usually a grant that we match. And Valley High School decided they wanted to contribute to homeless youth in creating much needed basic necessities and then backpacks and putting them together for them. And so we offered our space there at East Las Vegas Community Center for them to do this important work and to be able to donate that to an organization that then works directly with our homeless youth. We treated them to pizza, and they had a great time. I think we've all been wanting to do things together, right? And building that sense of community and collaboration, that I'm doing something for somebody else
Right.
other than myself.
Well, the YNAB program is a win-win because the city provides the grant, but then the recipients provide a service that benefits the community. So it comes full circle,
It
and
does.
it's really a great effort.
They put the manpower,
Yeah.
we put some of the resources. Sometimes they already have some resources, but they just need a little bit more to make the whole project come through.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about it, it's on our website. It's YNAB, YNAPP. Go on there. You can find out more information if it's something you might be
Never
interested
too
in.
early to start getting those
Exactly.
ideas ready for when the window opens.
Exactly, because you know what? When the applications are available, they go pretty fast. People really jump on that program. So, and then, Councilwoman, I love this too. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "Congratulations to the DACA youth who received scholarships this afternoon at the Mexican consulate in Las Vegas, thanks to the initiative of the Las Vegas Migrant Coalition." Now, I didn't realize this, and I'm embarrassed maybe to say it, but to apply for DACA status costs money to
Yeah,
do
it
that?
does.
I didn't realize that.
Well, 100, almost 500, if I'm not mistaken, dollars.
Every time.
And this is a provisional status that is granted to youth who arrived here 2 years of age, or I don't think there's a limit on how young you were when you arrived, but there is a limit as to how old you could be. You can't remember the teen years, but this is for our youth who have basically been born and raised in
grown
the
up in the
US.
United States, but came here, as immigrants,
and they don't have a status, and so it's really imperative as they're graduating from high school that they have this status, because with the status comes the ability to have a work permit, a social security number, things that we take for granted, David, that help the processes of going to college, of getting a career track under your belt, and then being able to jump into a job and being productive member of contributing member of society. And so it also kind of allows them to do things that usually they haven't been able to do for a long time. And so very, very proud of the Migrant Coalition because they fundraise amongst themselves, and they really didn't
provide the money to the DACA,
exactly.
the DACA students. Yeah, interesting.
And so many of the DACA students were so grateful for being given the support to get their DACA status.
And again, these were kids primarily that came here. Their parents brought them here, but they've grown up here in the United States, and for all intents and purposes, they're part of this community.
They are part of us, and this is the only community they know. And so, you know, I feel, because I've worked with a lot of students in this situation, and it's frustrating on the parents, it's taxing on them, especially as they're getting to that age where they're about to graduate, and then they find out, I want to do this, and then there may be some roadblocks for them where they can't go through with that. And so hopefully there will be, I hope, a long-term solution for our DACA students, because our dreamers deserve more stability and more certainty
about their future. Yeah, exactly.
Because a 2-year status of having to renew kind of puts you on pins and needles. What's going to happen? I'm going
to get pay every 2 years then. Wow. So good for the coalition to provide that money. That'd be a tall order for any kid at that age.
Exactly.
So.
And the parents that sometimes are very hardworking, and money doesn't stretch that far, especially right now, right?
Absolutely. Well, Councilwoman, speaking of children, you recognized Children's Day with a movie in the park over at Stewart Place Park. And tell us about this. In Mexico, Children's Day, a tradition,
Yes,
right?
it is a tradition. It's celebrated every April 30th. It's a day to honor our kids, because I think we honor moms, we honor dads, grandparents, but what about our kids? The kids deserve a day for themselves, and we've had such a hard year, all kind of being in lockdown mode, not leaving our homes very much, or very limited exposure. And so we felt like now it was time. Outdoors is always nice. The weather was great. We were able to see Dora and the Lost City of Gold, and we were able to also give them a little toy and some tasty treats. And so I think our families really had a blast.
That's a nice tradition. I like that too. April 30th, Children's Day. You have to do that all the time. And then finally, Councilman, didn't want to forget this. You posted this on Facebook. You said, out with the old, in with the new. The playground area at Gary Reese Freedom Park is officially fenced off to make way for the Fox 5 Super Build 2021, and this is really exciting. This is an exciting project.
I am excited for all of our kiddos that go to Gary Reese Freedom Park on a regular basis. I know they've been sad since we've torn the playground apart, and there really hasn't been one. But you know, change comes with a price sometimes, and we just have to be patient. It was amazing to see how we go about taking out an old playground structure, and we were like helping to rip out that foam, and you know, I didn't realize how thick, and I was like so grateful as a mom that we have that rubbery foam in case our little ones take a spill. Some of us are not as graceful or athletic, and so you want to make sure that our kids are protected. But kudos to our city team, kudos to our partners, to Fox 5, I think, is it Les Olson?
Exactly.
They were out there helping us tear stuff out and giving it a go with
Fox 5 does a project
crew
like this around the community each year. Councilman, I guess they do one a year, and they call it a super build. It's just where they get all this resource to come in, take on a big project, and give it a big, big facelift. And this year we were fortunate that
Gary Reese was selected as the recipient of this amazing community effort, where they're not just pouring in the resources monetarily to make the playground happen, but also they're putting in their time and effort. And they've been every step of the way, from launching it to being with the kids when they were playing with what would be a great structure for them, and then tearing it down, and then also they've been in a lot of the conversations about what the final product will look. So very, very proud to be part of this whole team effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll bring so many smiling faces this summer.
And it's kind of going to be wrapping up here, maybe
I
by the
hope
next
so.
time you're on the show.
I
hopefully,
hope
you
so.
know, yeah,
I hope we
keep our
can
fingers
share
crossed.
with you that we've finally unveiled it and it's for use.
Councilwoman, tell everybody where Gary Reese Freedom Park is located.
Gary Reese is located off of Washington and Mojave, and if you get to Pecos, you've kind of already left most of it, but you know, it's kind of sitting between those two streets right there, off of Pecos and Mojave, right on Washington.
Yeah, it's a wonderful facility. Field, Big League Dreams, baseball fields are there, great pool, big park. It's a beautiful area.
It's a big park. It has soccer fields that are always in use. We have a skateboarding park that probably could use an update. I'm hearing from the community. They're like, can we update that skate park? So we'll put it on our to-do list, and we're looking at what other additions can we do, because it is very spacious and it's very awesome. Growing up here in Vegas, it's really changed. I remember it wasn't even Gary Reese yet.
It was just
Freedom Park before, and it was very different from what it currently offers today.
It's really, the pool is new. The Big League Dreams, not so new. It's been there a little while now, but it's a great facility that really enhanced the offerings that the park has. So
I do love that we've kept some of our mature trees still, and
big trees.
Still, there's plenty of grass that keeps it cool during the summer months. So offers a lot of, especially now that we're all wanting to be outdoors more, it offers a really great space for families to get together and have a good time.
Sure does all the way around. Well, Councilwoman, we're just about out of time, but we want to tell everybody out there, as promised, we always want to hear from you. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, or if you have some questions of her office, you can always find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can contact her just by picking up the phone, 702-229-4623, or you can send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov, and she or one of her great staff get right back to you. So if you have questions about anything, especially vaccines and pop-up food places, whatever.
Resources, anything, my team
will help you.
They will hustle and they'll get back to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, great job. We'll have you back in 6 weeks. It'll feel like 6 days. I know. We'll
Absolutely.
Another update from Ward 3. A lot going on, and we'll have another full show then, I'm sure. So
awesome. Well, look forward to it. Congratulations to all the grads. I know that right now is the most timely moment to say congrats to you, class of 2021.
Yeah, and you get to do it in person. That's even better. So great job, Councilman. Thank you so much. Well, don't miss our next show beginning on June 3rd with Ward 2 City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.